Hey there, cruise lovers! Welcome aboard Travel Vibes, your go-to channel for real-world cruise wisdom, helpful tips, and a few fun surprises along the way. If you're the kind of person who dreams about ocean breezes, loves unpacking just once, enjoys waking up in a new country, and thinks buffets are best enjoyed with a sea view, then you're in the right place. Because let's face it, cruising is more than a vacation. It's a lifestyle, a rhythm, a floating escape where planning well can make the difference between smooth sailing and stormy regrets. Today, we're counting down 15 common mistakes that could quietly ruin your cruise and giving you the practical tips you need to avoid them like a pro. So grab a drink, get comfy, and if you love cruise content that's honest, useful, and just a little bit addictive, go ahead and subscribe to Travel Vibes now. Trust me, your future self at sea will thank you. Ready to dive in? Let's begin. 1. Choosing the cheapest fare without looking deeper. It's easy to get excited when you see a cruise fare that looks too good to pass up. A 7-night sailing for half the price? Sounds like a steal. But here's the truth. Most new cruisers miss. Not all ships are created equal. That rock-bottom fare? It usually lands you on one of the oldest ships in the fleet. Smaller pools, fewer dining options, maybe even a cabin that vibrates at night because it's too close to the engine room. And let's not forget, many of these deals are for inside cabins with no windows, no natural light, and no real sense of the sea. You came for the ocean views, right? Cruising isn't just about saving money, it's about crafting the right experience. Think of it like booking a hotel. You wouldn't stay next to the boiler room just because it's cheaper. So before you hit book, take a moment to compare ships, amenities, cabin types, and reviews. Sites like Cruise Critic and videos from veteran cruisers on YouTube are great tools. Even a quick peek at the deck plan can reveal a lot. A better cabin, a better ship, and a better experience might only cost a little more, but it can change everything. 2. Flying in on the same day as your cruise. Here's something every experienced cruiser knows. Cruise ships don't wait. It doesn't matter if your flight was delayed, or your luggage got rerouted, or your Uber hit traffic. The ship runs on a strict schedule, and once it sails, you're waving goodbye from the terminal, not the top deck. That's a heartache no traveler deserves, especially when the solution is so simple. Just arrive a day early. Yes, it means booking one extra night at a hotel near the port. But what it really buys you is peace of mind. You'll sleep better, avoid panic, and start your vacation feeling refreshed, not rushed. Many seasoned cruisers, especially those who've dealt with long-haul flights or unpredictable weather, wouldn't dream of flying in the same day. Even major cruise lines like Royal Caribbean and Princess strongly recommend arriving the night before. Because cruising isn't just about reaching the ship, it's about enjoying every step of the journey from the moment you leave home. One extra night can be the smartest travel choice you make. 3. Forgetting to check your passport validity. Let's talk documents, because even the most organized traveler can overlook this one. Yes, it's true. For some closed-loop cruises departing and returning to U.S. ports, a birth certificate and a government-issued ID might be enough. But that's a technicality, not a smart strategy. Anything can happen at sea. A sudden illness, a missed port transfer, unpredictable weather, and if you find yourself needing to fly home from a foreign country, a birth certificate won't get you past international customs. This is why seasoned cruisers, and even the U.S. State Department, strongly recommend traveling with a valid passport, no matter where you're sailing. And here's the golden rule. Your passport should be valid for at least 6 months beyond your return date. Many countries, including popular cruise destinations like Mexico and several in Europe, enforce this policy strictly. You don't want your dream vacation to end with a denied boarding message at the terminal. So before you book your cruise, or better yet, today, open your passport and double-check that expiration date. It's a small habit that can save your entire trip. 4. Packing items that cruise lines don't allow. It's easy to assume that if something's allowed in your hotel room, it's probably fine on a cruise ship. But that's where a lot of travelers get it wrong. Cruise lines have their own rules, and they're strict for a reason. Safety at sea is non-negotiable. You might love your travel steamer, but on a ship it's considered a fire hazard. Same with candles, extension cords, and yes, even some pocket knives. And here's something that surprises many first-time cruisers. Just because something is legal in your home state doesn't mean it's allowed on board. A well-known case happened on Royal Caribbean where a guest was escorted off in Jamaica for carrying medical marijuana, legal where they lived, but strictly banned by the cruise line's policy. The consequences can be serious. At best, your items will be confiscated. At worst, you could be denied boarding or removed mid-cruise. So before you zip up that suitcase, take 5 minutes to review the cruise line's prohibited items list. Every cruise line publishes it on their website, and it's usually included in your pre-cruise documents. A little knowledge goes a long way, especially when it keeps your vacation drama-free. 5. Forgetting to switch your phone to airplane mode. We've all been there. You board the ship, the excitement kicks in, and you snap that first sunny selfie on deck. Maybe you even post it to share the moment. But then, days later, you get home and discover a painful surprise: a $600 roaming charge from your mobile carrier. At sea, even if you're not actively using your phone, it can quietly connect to satellite networks and international towers, especially near coastal regions. And those connections? They aren't cheap. This is why every experienced cruiser and every cruise line recommends switching your phone to airplane mode the moment you set foot on the ship. Even if you've purchased the ship's Wi-Fi package, keeping airplane mode on is still your safest bet. It blocks cellular roaming while letting you access the internet safely through Wi-Fi. So if you're someone who loves capturing every sunset, video calling loved ones back home, or streaming content by the pool, just remember, airplane mode is your wallet's best friend at sea. It's a simple switch, but it saves you a world of regret later. 6. Trusting local time instead of ship time. It's a classic mistake, and it happens more often than you'd think, especially among new cruisers who love exploring every port to the very last minute. You're strolling through a local market, sipping coconut water on the beach, or maybe taking a selfie by the dock. You glance at your phone. It says 3:15. All aboard is 4 o'clock. You smile and think, plenty of time. But here's the twist. Your ship runs on ship time, not local time. And if your phone automatically adjusted to the local network, it might be an hour off. In reality, it could already be 4:15. And just like that, your relaxing day becomes a panicked dash, or worse, a missed departure. Every seasoned cruiser knows this rule by heart. Always ask your cruise staff what time the ship is operating on, and adjust your phone or watch manually to match. Some cruise lines, like Royal Caribbean or Carnival, even remind passengers daily, because this mistake has left many travelers waving from the dock while their ship sails away. Remember, cruise lovers are detail-oriented, time-aware, and always one step ahead. And staying in sync with ship time? That's one of the smartest habits you can have. 7. Cramming too many people into one cabin. At first glance, squeezing the whole family into one cabin might feel like a clever way to save money. After all, cruise lovers are often savvy, practical, and good at stretching their travel budgets. But here's what many first-timers don't realize. Cruise cabins aren't hotel rooms. They're compact, efficient, and let's be honest, pretty tight when 4 people are trying to get ready at the same time. Most standard staterooms have one small bathroom. Beds might fold down from the ceiling or convert from couches. And while the photos online look neat and tidy, the reality often includes open suitcases, tangled charging cords, and a fight over the one outlet. Now imagine that for 7 nights. If your budget allows, consider this instead: 2 interior cabins instead of 1 balcony. You may lose the view, but you'll gain privacy, more bathroom access, and actual breathing room. Even seasoned cruisers, like those on Princess or Celebrity, often choose comfort over view, especially for longer sailings. Because cruising isn't just about where you go. It's about how well you rest between adventures. And trust me, a good night's sleep in your own space is worth every penny. 8. Skipping the mandatory safety drill. Let's be honest. No one gets excited about the muster drill. You've just boarded, your vacation mode is on, and the last thing you want is to pause everything for a safety announcement. But here's the thing. This short moment of inconvenience could one day save your life. Cruise lovers are usually freedom seekers. We love spontaneity, exploration, and relaxation. But cruising is still part of the maritime world, and the ocean plays by its own rules. That's why the safety drill isn't optional. Whether it's virtual or in person, cruise lines like MSC, Royal Caribbean, and Holland America require it. If you skip it, your name is flagged. And yes, they will find you. Fail twice and you're off the ship. No refund, no discussion. So take a few minutes to learn where your assembly station is, how to wear your life vest, and what the signal sounds like. You'll feel more confident, and you'll be showing respect for your fellow passengers and crew, because smart cruisers know that peace of mind is part of the adventure too. 9. Packing your passport in checked luggage. It's the final night of your cruise. You're relaxed, maybe a little sun-kissed, and following the usual disembarkation instructions. You pack up your suitcase, leave it outside your cabin as told, and the next morning it hits you. Your passport is inside. Now you're standing at the gangway, surrounded by other guests with boarding passes in hand, and you have no ID, no way to leave the ship, and a whole lot of unnecessary stress. Cruise cabins can get hectic on the last night, especially for travelers who love to stay organized and efficient. But even the most seasoned cruisers have fallen into this trap once. That's why it's essential to always keep your travel documents, medications, and a change of clothes in your carry-on bag. Don't rely on your checked luggage to hold the most important things you'll need in the morning. Cruise lines like Norwegian and Celebrity even highlight this in their disembarkation guides because it's such a common mistake. Remember, the last impression of your cruise should be smooth and calm, not a frantic call to guest services asking if your suitcase can be dug out of the pile. 10. Expecting a free cabin upgrade without planning for it. Let's talk about something many hopeful cruisers quietly wish for: a surprise upgrade. It's true, in the early days of cruising, free upgrades were a lot more common. Ships had extra space, loyalty status went a long way, and last-minute shifts were part of the fun. But today, most ships sail at or near full capacity, especially on popular itineraries and newer vessels. And that means those magical free upgrades are now rare unicorns. Waiting and hoping to be bumped from an inside cabin to a balcony suite might sound exciting, but it's a risky strategy. You could end up stuck in the smallest cabin on the lowest deck, without the view, space, or comfort you really wanted. That's why experienced travelers, especially cruise lovers who value peace of mind, book the cabin they're happy with from the start. Whether it's a spacious balcony or just a midship ocean view, getting what you want up front helps set the tone for your entire cruise. As the saying goes, don't gamble your comfort away. On a cruise, your cabin is your sanctuary. Choose it wisely. 11. Smoking in the wrong place can sink your vacation. Now here's one that surprises a lot of first-time cruisers, and even some seasoned ones. You've got your balcony. The ocean breeze is perfect. It feels like the ideal spot to enjoy a quiet smoke, right? But not so fast. Most cruise lines strictly prohibit smoking on cabin balconies, no matter how relaxing it feels. Why? Because it's a serious fire risk at sea, and onboard safety is taken incredibly seriously. Cruise lines like Celebrity, Disney, and Norwegian enforce these rules tightly. And if you're caught lighting up in the wrong place, the penalty isn't just a warning. It could mean a hefty fine added to your account, or, in extreme cases, removal from the ship. Even in designated areas like certain decks or the casino, policies vary. That's why it's crucial to check your ship's smoking rules the moment you board. Or better yet, before you even pack. For cruise lovers who enjoy a good smoke but also love their vacation, knowing where and when it's allowed is key to avoiding unnecessary trouble. Because nothing kills the vibe faster than a surprise charge on your final bill. 12. Booking your shore excursions too late. For many cruise lovers, port days are the highlight of the trip. Exploring ancient ruins, snorkeling in turquoise waters, or tasting local street food. It's what turns a good cruise into a truly unforgettable one. But if you wait until you're already on board to book your excursions, you might be met with a frustrating surprise. Popular tours sell out fast, sometimes weeks before the ship even sails. And that dream excursion you had your heart set on? It might already be fully booked, leaving you with limited, overpriced, or underwhelming options. That's why smart cruisers plan ahead. Take time before your trip to research what's available at each port. Check reviews. Compare prices. Many cruise lines like Royal Caribbean and Princess let you reserve through their websites in advance. You can also look into trusted third-party providers. Just make sure their schedule aligns with your ship's timing and that they offer return-to-ship guarantees. Because at the end of the day, experiences make memories, and the best ones are rarely spontaneous. 13. Skipping travel insurance can sink more than just your plans. Let's face it, no one likes to think about what could go wrong on vacation. After all, you're here for sunsets, sea breezes, and total relaxation. But the ocean, like life, can be unpredictable. A missed flight, a sudden illness, a weather delay, even a broken ankle from a shore excursion. When these things happen at sea, the costs can climb fast, sometimes into the thousands. And here's the tough truth. Your regular health insurance likely won't cover international care or emergency evacuation from a cruise ship. That's why seasoned cruisers treat travel insurance as part of the packing list, right up there with sunscreen and passports. Whether it's through your cruise line, a third-party provider, or a credit card benefit, having coverage for medical emergencies, trip delays, cancellations, or lost luggage brings peace of mind. Even major cruise lines like Holland America and Celebrity strongly recommend it for a reason. Because while no one expects problems, being prepared is the ultimate freedom. 14. Underestimating seasickness can sink your fun. Fast. If you've never felt motion sick in a car or on a plane, it's easy to assume you'll be just fine at sea. And for many cruisers, that's true. Modern ships are engineered for stability, with high-tech stabilizers that minimize rocking. But every now and then, Mother Nature has other plans. Even experienced travelers can feel off balance when sailing through rough waters or stormy patches. And when that queasy feeling hits, it can knock you out of commission for a full day or more. That's why prevention is key. Before you board, pack motion sickness remedies like ginger chews, wristbands, bonine, or Dramamine. If you're especially sensitive, talk to your doctor about a prescription patch. It's discreet, lasts up to 3 days, and is widely used by crew members and frequent cruisers. Cruise lovers are all about maximizing the moment, and nothing steals a perfect day at sea like feeling green, so don't take chances. A little preparation keeps your vacation smooth, steady, and full of joy. 15. Thinking cruises. Run-like resorts can lead to big mistakes. If you've vacationed at all-inclusive resorts, you might expect cruising to feel the same. Easygoing, flexible, and go with the flow. But here's the truth. A cruise is more than just a floating hotel. Cruises operate like finely tuned machines. They have set schedules, strict safety protocols, environmental policies, and port clearance times that must be followed down to the minute. This means you can't simply decide to skip muster drill, show up late to disembarkation, or wander into specialty dining and flip-flops. And don't count on the ship waiting if you're running 5 minutes behind after a port stop. Smart cruisers know that checking the daily planner or cruise app is essential. It tells you what's happening, what to wear, when to show up, and where to be. Think of it as your cruise compass. Yes, cruising is fun, free-spirited, and deeply relaxing. But that freedom only flows when you respect the rhythm of the ship. Because at sea, being informed doesn't limit you. It empowers you to enjoy every moment without the stress. So here's the truth. Cruising isn't just a vacation, it's a system. And within that system, the right decisions open doors to unforgettable moments. Sunsets with no agenda, laughter over dinner, peaceful mornings on deck. The wrong ones? They can close the door before you even realize it. But you're not here to cruise blind. You're here to cruise better. So let these 15 reminders empower you, not to fear mistakes, but to embrace the freedom of being prepared. Freedom to move with confidence. Freedom to skip the stress. Freedom to truly enjoy every wave, every meal, every magical port. If this video helped you feel one step closer to a smoother, smarter cruise, go ahead and tap that like button and subscribe to Travel Vibes for weekly tips that bring the real world of cruising to life. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Which of these mistakes have you made, or nearly made? What other hard-won lessons would you share with fellow cruisers? Drop your story in the comments and let's keep learning together. Until next time, friends, bon voyage.